Welcome, everyone. My name is Tony Reeves, and today we're going to have another edition of Easy, but Not So Easy. Today we're going to talk about purging your support network. The reality is that over the course of your life, you're going to develop relationships with a variety of people. And these people will elevate themselves to be a part of your support network. They may be people that you turn to in hard times, people that you turn to for financial support, or even people you turn to for business advice when you're moving forward professionally. Now, a lot of times people stay in your lives for a particular period of time. If you're lucky, you have them throughout the course of your life. But then in some instances, they're only going to be there for a short period of time. Nothing wrong with having that type of dynamic. However, you may find yourself in a unique position where you may have to purge your support network, meaning you may have to start getting rid of people that you no longer need to associate with. So let's talk about the easy and the not so easy part of doing that. First, let's talk about the easy. The reality is that if you have people in your life that you engage with, but don't really do a whole lot for you, sometimes the easiest thing to do is just to stop associating with them. The best part about those people, these are people that you can kind of scrub off of your social media sites. You can just stop attending their events, or you just stop communicating to them altogether. Sometimes just the natural flow of no longer interaction will cause them to no longer be a part of your life. Now, that's not the same as those people that you have in your life that you just don't talk to for periods of time. But if you find that you are now in a position in your life where you need to start looking at the people around you and saying, you know what, I need to stop associating myself with this individual. If there are people who have done things to you or no longer contribute anything positive to your life, just distancing yourself from them is spectacularly easy. That's the easy part. Let's talk about the not so easy part. More importantly, let's talk about 3 things that's not so easy about purging your support network. 1, you may feel a sense of obligation to them. The hardest thing about distancing yourself from someone or no longer communicating with someone who's been in your life for a long period of time is that if they've been around you since the very beginning, you may feel this obligation to have to keep them in your life. It's harder when they no longer contribute anything to what you have to do, meaning they don't provide any positive support, they don't provide any financial support, they don't provide any philosophical or psychological support. They're just there taking up space. And unfortunately, they, in some instances, may also drain things from you as well. Meaning every time you're dealing with them, it feels like, oh God, they're weighting me down even more. However, they've been with you for so long. It's so tough to look at them and say, well, I can't turn my back on them because they've been there through the entire time. So finding yourself or finding the courage to distance yourself from those people may be difficult. 2, you may find that they did something from you way back in the day that you have now tied yourself to believe that you have to support or be a part of your life forever. Think about it like this. During the course of your life, there are going to be different phases of who you are. There's going to be the adolescence you, there's going to be the teenage you, there's going to be the young adult you, the adult you, the elder, whatever the case may be. But sometimes what happens is that somebody does something for you early in your life, like really early in your life. And as a result of it, you feel that that action justifies them being a part of your life forever. Now, I'm not saying that if it's something like if they saved your life or something that you should turn your back on them. But sometimes if you look at it in the context of what they did at the time, the person that you were back then is not who you are now. I'm not telling you they have to elevate and do something for you now to that same level, but don't tie yourself to some action that was done so far back that it has no reflection on who you are today. And even worse, if that action is what they're relying upon to allow themselves to have access to you, but doing nothing for you in the current time to help you elevate yourself and going forward, it's okay to say that is not enough for me to keep you around. But a lot of us struggle with finding ourselves wanting to keep those people in our lives because we've convinced ourselves that the good thing they did that one time way back in the day is enough to keep them around forever. 3, and finally, you may feel that people may think that you're turning your back on someone who would not be where they are without you being a part of their life. This is one of those situations where you have people in your life who are not moving in a way that you're moving. You've elevated yourself. You put yourself in new scenarios and surrounded. You are doing things to move it grooving, shaking, and baking, and you are making power moves. But this person has, for whatever reason, stayed at the status quo. And then all of a sudden, the moment you've decided that, you know what, my relationship with this individual has grown as far as it can, we could be cool, but I need to have a more expanded support network, and my ability to interact with you needs to disappear or at least reduce. You're going to probably run across a few people in your life who are going to try to make you feel like, oh my God, how are you turning your back on this person? But you're not turning your back on them. What's happened is that you've come to this magical point where you've started to realize that what contributions they have for you is no longer at that point. But the problem that you run across is that in the prior example where the person's action itself makes you feel guilty, it's the people around you that are making you feel like you have to stay with this person and keep this person in your support network. And that's tough because you're getting voices from all of them telling you what you should do, even though you know it's not for your well-being. If you have people who are at different levels of their life, providing you the support that you need, or helping you operate, or helping you plan for the future, even if you know they only operate within a very minute space, it's okay to continue interacting with them. But just be mindful of where they are and where you are at the time. I'm not telling you that you have to purge everyone, but you can possibly outgrow people and realize that, you know what, your path is taking you into a perspective, into a direction that maybe they can't travel with you. And so when doing so, you've got to remember, when you are starting to elevate yourself and move into spaces where you need to ensure that you have a strong support network, whether it be an active purge or a passive purge, you want to make sure that you have people around you who are going to support you. And if that means distancing yourself from those people who are no longer serving that space, don't feel bad. You're doing what's best for you. Hey guys, did you know that I also serve as a public speaker? If you ever need to reach out to me at anthony.reeves@anthonyreeves.com, hit me up and let me know if you're looking for a panelist, speaker, or even a master of ceremonies. Hit me up and we'll talk and we'll see what happens from there. Again, as always, my name is Anthony Reeves, and are you ready for the Anthony Reeves experience?